I'm live, man. What's going on? Right? So I came, step on here, you hear me, to talk about the current world events of what's taking place around the world and on the surface of the land. All right? So we all know about, what I'm saying, which is not, this is not nothing new. We have hurricanes and shit, but see, what we want to talk about is, you know, what's happening while the hurricanes is coming. You know what I'm saying? While they're taking place, because we got a lot of shit going on while that's taking place, right? And the thing is, what I'm trying to get everybody to understand, man, this is the biggest sign that we have that something is taking place on the surface of our land. All right. Do you not see what's going on, you people, all the people around the earth, of what's going on with the flash floods, right? The flash floods is just the beginning, man. All right. Now, right along with the flash, and then there's something big coming. You know what I'm saying? Far as with the fucking these meteors that's coming in here. I don't know if y'all see this shit, but it was a big meteor went passed through Florida, and then there's been other meteors coming down, little shit coming down, and then there's this asteroid that just came out of nowhere, right? They done named it. It's called Narisma or some shit. And I guess it's supposed to make its way here by the 23rd or something of this month, right? So all these things is taking place. No one's paying attention to how our atmosphere has changed. Okay, the atmosphere has really, you know, made a fucking twist and turn, but nobody's paying attention to that, man. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, a lot of the information that we have is what told us, to watch the atmosphere, like I always try to tell y'all, like this right here, right? You see that right there? See how I say reading the signs in the atmosphere, right? So we reading the signs in the atmosphere when it comes to the high dew points, the increase in the fucking the rain and the dew, all like I said, like the moisture, all this shit, right? So we currently having these flash floods. I don't know if y'all if the whole world like this is a crisis that's taking place. Like they talking about everything in the world but this. This what I don't understand. The big talk around the whole world is Blueface, they motherfucking baby. Like they ain't regular. These are regular fucking people. They only probably you some of us probably got more than our going on in our life than these folks. These are regular fucking people, celebrities. Y'all people idolizing these people right now at a fucking alarming rate. Like you don't even know that you idolize. People don't even know that they idolizing. They idolizing these folks, right? Meanwhile, fucking natural disaster has went and took a fucking for a turning point. Like I don't know if y'all see this, but we currently have right now. Pay attention. Y'all see what took place in Vegas? Did y'all not see that shit? Everybody see this? Did the whole world? I'm talking about the whole world, all of us, everybody. Did y'all not see what happened in Vegas? Right. Well, get this. That shit been going on all on the East Coast, all up and through the North and shit, little cities and shit, right? But they not telling people that that's also going on in Greece, Japan, China, fucking over in Italy, Spain. This shit is happening everywhere, everywhere, all around the country, all around the world. There's not a place in the world that there's not flash floods breaking out like flood. And then I'm talking about real, man. This shit is serious, but they got us so occupied because no one. How the fuck is the whole world not talking about what's taking place on the surface of the land right now? Then not only that, we got food and the price of living higher than it's ever been ever. Shit, did I seen this shit? So imagine in the next 6 months where we're gonna be far as when it comes to inflation and the price of food, the price of rent done went up dramatically. I don't know where y'all at, but the rent has literally like double where we at. I mean triple, damn near. Not double, but triple, literally. So I'm sitting back and I'm watching all of these things take place, and none of our we just so busy. I mean, our people we own other shit. We occupied. That's the whole thing. They got us occupied because it's either Blueface, the chick that got hit in the face with the brick, which damn near was a hoax or something because we still ain't found out the police. We ain't heard nothing about no police, nothing about the motherfucker who did it, and none of that. And then come to find out she be making skits and shit. Not only that, she wasn't even. This is why I say it was a hoax. Okay. Now, if she got hit with a brick, the motherfucker that hit her was wrong. All right, but she was screaming black. These black men on us. But the motherfuckers that was around her wasn't black. What y'all gotta understand is listen, I live in Houston. Like literally live in Houston. I'm here right now in Milwaukee in my mother house, visiting and painting her crib and shit. That's all I've been doing all day, painting shit, right? But I live in Houston, right? So I'm knowing that these motherfuckers don't identify as black. They identify by what they is, like Somali or whatever type of African that they is. That's what they identify. So when she kept screaming, all of these black men just standing around there, and then I hear their voices, I'm like, these ain't no motherfucking black men. Because what our people got to understand, and I say this and I mean this with like no disrespect at all when I say it, right? But when I say it, I mean this with good extent education behind this. There's all different types of dark-skinned people. Okay, people? Okay, so just classifying these, do y'all not see the grade of that woman here? How big and round her head is? She's African. She's Somali, right? So when she was air all like they got all our it's like a psyop or some shit that just took place. Like I don't know if they be testing us out, like, you know what I'm saying? Because they know who we are and they know how carried away we get. And then not only that, right? They want to keep us split apart. That's why they got all of the fucking toxic shit trending, all of the sex that sell shit, like, you know, all of my booty hole, pink, all that shit. All that shit is like trending hard, hard, all over TikTok, all this shit, right? Blue Shine and Krishan, her fucking baby daddy, the little baby, all this shit trending hard, right? So all this toxic shit is literally trending. Meanwhile, the whole world, around the whole world, dude, go sit down somewhere. Around the whole world, right? Right? So anyway, right? Back to what the fuck I was saying. So around the whole world, right? This ain't just no local thing. Why they got all this toxic shit trending, right? Dude, the whole fucking world is experiencing flash floods at alarming, and then they not telling y'all. They not telling people how serious this is. Literally, right? So you see what happened in Vegas? Just keep watching. Everybody that's on here, keep watching. Keep your eyes open. That shit gonna happen again. It's gonna be somewhere else. Big ass flash floods and shit. Everybody gonna be recording. Watch. It's been going up. Listen, this the whole point. This the whole thing. It's been going on all year. And see, the media fail to talk about it. The public, all these toxic people around the world, they failing to talk about this shit. But them flash flood that just happened in Vegas, guess what? It done happened in Vermont. It done happened in fucking New York. It done happened in Pennsylvania. This shit done happened everywhere. It done happened in Chicago. Remember, Chicago was flooding. It done happened in Texas. Listen, the flash floods is breaking out everywhere. Go look at Greece. Who was ever on here? Leave here, pull up Greece. Go pull up Greece, see what's going on in Greece. It look like the end of the world over there in that motherfucker. Like literally. And I ain't talking about just from the typhoons and none of that. So when I tell y'all that this shit right here, right? See how it says reading the signs in the atmosphere. That's what it says, right? Because they knew with the climate change shit, that's what they call it. I bullshit you not. They call it climate change. That's what they call it. First it was called global warming. Don't forget. This was like 2000. I never forget. The motherfucker Al Gore. This is where Al Gore, where I know Al Gore from, way before the vice president shit, all that bullshit. Al Gore was the first motherfucker doing, excuse my language, he was the first person doing this, reporting on this global warming shit. And I bullshit, I'm telling you, the time that he was talking about, I was in fucking middle school. I never forget this. Right before the Twin Towers got knocked, listen, I never forget this shit. The man, they had us in school watch a whole documentary, right? About this shit, about this, just like this. They told us that the earth was gonna be heating up, blah, they said such, right? So the whole time, right? This what they ain't tell the whole world. This is what's so alarming, right? What I'm putting together. The whole time, this system been coming in to it was coming around, but it was coming back in. Like it's like it's on the It's on a fucking like a fucked up orbit. Now I ain't gonna tell you all the name of it or none of that. Just go do your research because it's here. Like there's no way that they can hide it, none of that. And just within a couple days, probably like weeks, everybody around the world finna see this fucking this meteor or whatever it is that's coming in. It's coming in with that. I bullshit you not. Now it's a green star. Don't forget this. In about 2 weeks, everybody gonna hear about it. They gonna be talking about it. It's called Nerisma, some shit, something. They just named it. They didn't. It came from nowhere. But the thing is, this is where this shit is coming from. Now, y'all can go pull this shit up. Now, you see this book right here, right? See that? Watch this. So it tell us about the path and all that shit, right? Path, all that. How it's coming around. This how I know how it's coming around. This how I know what we gonna be seeing everything. Because I'm literally seeing like all the shit in line to what we supposed to be seeing from this stuff, right? I'm literally seeing it. So they tell us that these meteors, we gonna start to see these meteors. And this was way before, like I'm trying to tell you, this was way before uh I even got the book. I've been hearing about the tail of this thing and how it got debris on it, like run from one side of the earth to the other. Now the debris is following the object itself because the object's so fucking big. So they tell us that once we gonna start seeing these fucking meteors, which we are. Anybody that's on here, you from Florida, anything, y'all just seen that. That meteor that shot through the sky, and then when it shot through the sky, let's just check this out. Everybody wondering where it land, all that shit, right? As it's shooting, it's leaving a whole trail of fire or something. I don't know what the fuck it was, right? But it was just really like unseen, like unheard of, like the shit I seen it. So the shit that we just witnessed, right? But that ain't shit to what's coming in. So they tell us, right? They tell us as the tail of this thing, right? I ain't gonna say the name, but I'm gonna tell you. They say as the tail of this object passes, the earth will drop. It will drop hundreds to thousands, right? Right. So now we seeing the little bitty ones, and I'm gonna show you all pictures from these ancient books, right? So we got the from the ancient tablets. This is Sumerian tablet, right? So they got pictures of how the meteors gonna look as they coming in, right? Ancient tablet, right? The ancient Sumerian tablet. This how the pictures gonna look as they coming in. The shit really it's happening right now, and see they got us the whole world so occupied. That's why I can kind of understand where this shit come in where they talk about Noah and Lot, how the world was gonna be like in the days of Noah, because the same thing happened then. It came then. This is what's so fucked up. It came during that time then, right? But they never explained this. But when the Bible talk about that red dragon and the sign that appears in the sky with the woman, that's not Virgo or whatever the fuck Mike from around the world I'm talking about. No, that's the second son. The second son is a sign of destruction that will appear. I'm okay. Fuck it. I can turn the camera around since y'all here anyway. So you see this, right? This right here is the red dragon, so called. Well, it's the pearl, right? So to make it a little bit more clear, I'm gonna show you how the Chinese they depict it, right? So it's a so-called planet. It got all these little objects, which is like other moons and shit, accompanying it in. And the other book, right? See, I got all these books and shit because I'm really studying this shit, right? So the other book tells us right here, right? It tells us how it has these objects bringing it in, like like ushering it in, right? Which I already know because we starting to see all these different objects in the sky, man. So it says Nibiru will rise with the sun at sunrise. It has already done that over in Cape Town. People already been spotting the red star, right? So that already has happened. It will look like a new star in the heavens. That's what happens. But as the days go by, it will grow bigger and bigger and eventually eclipse the sun. Now this is coming. So they say it is a planet larger than Jupiter and red in color. It has a comet. This is what I'm talking about. When I talk about this tail right here, see this tail? This is the tail. For those of you that doesn't know, see this? All of this right here. See that? That's all meteors and comets and shit. Big ass boulders, fucking 1,000-pound boulders and shit. And it's following this thing. It's following behind it. Okay, because the mass of this thing is so big, the gravitational pull, the pull of it is pulling all this shit as it flings itself through the heavens. Right. So all of this is biblical. This is what they're not telling y'all. All of this shit is biblical, man. So as a thing, as it's bigger and eventually it will eclipse the sun, right? It's a planet larger than Jupiter and it's red in color, right? That's what they say. They say it has a comet like tail of debris. It also has moons accompanying it. Now you heard what he said that, right? Now, y'all heard when he said that? Now we're gonna go to the book of Revelations, right? Watch this. This shit is real, man. This is currently taking place in our sky right now, and they knew that it would happen, and they know it's like a biblical thing. So when you go to Book of Revelation, so this the Sumerian tablet, right? So you have this is what I told y'all that Mike from around the world them they don't know what the fuck they talking about, and the reason that they don't know because they are Gentiles. They wasn't given this work, man. It wasn't given to them. So they got it through whatever, however they got it, but it wasn't given to them to where they will be able to depict to break it down like this, right? So it's all right here, clearly, right here, right? And all they will have to do is read it. Then came the day when all things became still and apprehensive, right? For God caused a sign to appear in the heavens, so that man should know that the earth would be afflicted, right? So there's a sign coming. The sign was a strange star. So there's two suns in our sky right now. It has to be, right? Because the time of affliction has come up on the land, right? So when you go to the Sumerian tablet, right? The Sumerian tablet it clearly shows you the dark star, which is a brown dwarf star, right? And Planet X off in the distance with the moon positioned at the feet, right? But they really, it's really gonna move because this right here, I guess I don't know how this shit is going. But I can tell you this object is here already. This one, right? So when this book right here talks about right here, right? When it says that, now check this out. When this book literally says this, it has a comet-like tail of debris, and it also has moons accompanying it, right? So it has these. These is the moons, like moons and other satellites. I'm telling you, it's like two moons in our sky right now. One of them is bright as a motherfucking flashlight, and the other one look like our regular moon. It's the regular moon you always been seeing your whole life. And you also see this object in the sky with the sun. Sometimes it look like an LED ball, like a white LED light. I'm telling you, when a cloud go over that motherfucker, it do not look real. It's like an LED ball light. Those are all these objects right there. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Same thing that they screen in Revelations. Remember Revelations? Okay. And then there was a great wonder that appeared in the heaven. There was a woman who was clothed with the sun. Okay, this woman that is clothed with the sun is the brown dwarf star, the dark star sister, right? So when we go to this book, right, they know this. All the scientists, everybody know that our sun has a twin. Our sun has a twin called a brown dwarf. I bullshit you not. Everybody knows, right? I don't know how we don't know, and we just now finding all this shit out. But our sun has a smaller twin, right? Our sun has a smaller twin, a type of unborn sun called a brown dwarf, right? Scientists have recently discovered that brown dwarfs are the most common type of star in our universe. Planet X is most likely a brown dwarf in an unstable orbit, right? So when you go on to see what they say is coming, right? So first, check this out. This is what's fucked up. First, they go on to say it will be clearly visible at nighttime as a bright reddish object to those living in the southern hemisphere, which it has appeared already. The bright red star that's over there burning in Cape Town. Cape Town is the southern hemisphere. This motherfucking book is about 20 years old. But when I read y'all the shit that's going on in the book, it's gonna sound like they wrote the motherfucker yesterday. Okay? So it will be clearly visible. This object, right? I ain't gonna say the name, but that object right there will be clearly visible to those living in the southern hemisphere. Now, they had the time wrong. They had it wrong, but we right on time right now. How do we know that we got the time right now? It's all right here, right? They tell us that the average magnitude earthquakes will continue to increase. We are watching that, right? And hurricanes and tornadoes will be far more powerful. We are watching this. We have seen some of the close the door, man. Close the door. We have seen some of the most powerful tornadoes out here this year ever. And they done took plenty lives. And right now the East Coast better get ready for this fucking hurricane that's coming. That may hit the shore at a fucking category fucking 5 or 4. You know what that's gonna do? Man, listen, man, we ain't gonna even talk about it. But it's tell you that the tornadoes, the hurricanes and the tornadoes will be far more powerful, right? So they tell you that the weather patterns will be more extreme all around the world. This is what we are seeing. We are literally watching this shit. Okay. Then they go on to tell us that the more prolonged drought. Now this is what I've been trying to warn people about that we are watching. The more prolonged drought and periods of severe rainfall will no longer be the exception. Now this is what we see because this shit is not stopping. The current fucking flash floods and shit that we are seeing, the systems, they are systems. This is what people don't understand, man. The fucking flash floods that we are seeing, right? These flash floods are systems coming in off the ocean, going to little places, raining their ass out because it's water that comes off the. It's literally this literally is what the Bible says when He says the flood, the floodgates of the heavens been opened and the foundation of the earth quake, shake. You hear me? The earth is literally all there, man. So these flash floods will not stop. They're not gonna stop. It's gonna keep going. And then the wintertime is gonna be so crazy. Watch this. It's gonna be so many, man. I'm talking about the signs, the wonders of they gonna be so powerful. Watch this. It's gonna be all natural disaster. It's gonna be places that ain't even getting cold. They ain't gonna even down there experience the winter. Then it's gonna be places I'm talking about. Watch, y'all gonna see. Watch, y'all gonna see. It's gonna be motherfuckers dying from snow and shit because they power gonna be going out of shit. Watch, so much snow gonna be power gonna be knocked out, all type of shit. They already see it. This the whole thing. This ain't no motherfucking prophecy or none of that. We already seen the forecast for the winter. They already showing it. What we can expect in all of this, they already know because of the atmosphere. Like I told y'all, the fucking book, like it keep telling us, watch the atmosphere. Then it went on to say, guess what else it said? This is where it fucked me up. After it said watch the atmosphere, right? It fucked me up with this one, right? I'm like, okay, we're gonna watch the atmosphere and shit, right? See what these motherfuckers talking about. Then when they said when I'm reading this part right here, it's what fucked me up for real. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Out of everything that I done read, out of all these books, because this been the biggest talk of the whole motherfucker, and this was what's gonna fucking cook up these the hurricanes that coming in over there off the east and down over there that be coming through. It ain't gonna be like over there in the west coast because that water over there kind of cool. That shit cool as it come in. Not this one, not this shit over here. This shit gonna cook up. This gonna be like a bomb hit that motherfucker. Y'all gonna see? All throughout the east and all through down south. It's that motherfucker gonna make its way from like Florida all the way up and through the east. Y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see. And it's gonna fuck everybody. It's literally natural disaster of the destruction that has come up on the land. Watch, y'all gonna see. And this the part right here. Hold on. Let me make it to this side so I can show y'all what they said about this shit. Which fucks me up. Like damn, because this all I've been hearing about the whole motherfucking time. This whole summer. This all the whole TikTok been talking about and shit, including me because I knew already, and I ain't been talking about it because of the book. I mean because of TikTok. I was already talking about this shit because I knew that it was coming. And I'm telling motherfuckers like we gotta watch the fucking oceans. That's what they said. They said that the oceans were gonna heat up and shit. And they literally come tell you everything that was gonna take place at this time. I'm literally go to it. I'm trying to find it. Motherfucking book big. And I ain't been reading this motherfucker in a couple days. Well, a little minute. But it's here. I'm gonna show y'all this shit here somewhere, man. I'm like, because everything that they telling me, it's adding up. I'm like, damn, okay, so they telling us that these earthquakes gonna increase, and we studied this year. We had an earthquake that killed 50 some thousand motherfuckers. Down there 60,000 people. I don't know if why they ain't telling y'all this. This shit ain't been on the news to where they talking. And then check this out. There's been tremors all throughout the south, all up north, places that don't even get tornadoes. I mean, earthquakes and shit. Motherfuckers windows shaking, doors and shit shaking. All these reports, door frames and shit. People right here. Told you. Look, reading the signs in the oceans. Now, when they talk about reading the signs in the oceans, they talk about the oceans heating up. They say the oceans cover 71% of the surface of our Earth. They say it store a tremendous amount of heat. They say now remember now listen to the words that these motherfuckers on the news using. Now y'all can go Google this. Go Google it. I'm telling you, they've been talking about this shit for years. It is not new. Remember how they got on the news and they was like, "Oh, the oceans is about to collapse." We ain't understand what they were saying because how the fuck the oceans gonna collapse? What they mean? I know y'all heard it when they talking about by 2025. This is what they say, right? They said they thought it was gonna be by 2020, 2029, 2030, some shit. But they said fuck that. They said by 2025. They said the oceans like listen. I ain't understand what they were saying then, even though I was reading the book. So I had to literally sit here and think about that shit because what the book say. I'm about to read to y'all. So that shit say. They said this first. They said that the ocean walls was gonna collapse and shit. I've been had these books for years, so I go back, read the book, come back. Every time they say something, I go look. Like that shit do say that. Like, you know, like this shit is real. You can't nobody listen. I got so many fucking books down here on this very subject, and I'm watching it with my own eyes, real time. Can't nobody tell me that this shit ain't real. This is some of the realest shit that we done ever seen in our lives. And guess what? They know about it. They know, right? So they say the thing is, not to even get off subject, but the thing is, this is what it is. They call it climate change. So you don't know how serious it is. But nah, this ain't no climate. This some whole new shit. This some whole this ain't what they this is way more serious than what they trying to make it. Now, it tells you that the ocean covers 71% of the surface of our earth. They store tremendous amount of heat and observes billions of tons of gas from the atmosphere each year. They said it plays they said as a major heat buffer system for our atmosphere. They say the oceans plays a critical role in the distributing of the heat around the planet. They say, see how all them we having all them heat waves and shit, all down South Texas, all that down through Arizona, all the heat waves that you get. You see how they just pay attention, right? Because they try to act like they don't know what this shit coming from. The whole time it's literally written everywhere. It's thousands of books on information on this shit of what's coming. And goddamn it, it is here. I'm telling you, they've been writing this shit for years. So they say, and it serves my bad. The oceans play a critical role in the distributing of the heat around the planet. They are both the thermostat they say they are both the thermostat of our atmosphere and the lungs of our earth. So when they say that the oceans is finna collapse, I guess they mean the oceans, the lungs of the ocean. You know how your lungs can collapse and shit? Because they be speaking. You gotta listen to the words that these because when they came on the news, listen, go just you can go Google this shit. The oceans collapsing in 2025. Go Google it. Go look it up. If you got Alexa, by you ask that bitch. Go ask Alexa. I don't give a damn if you got Google. Ask Siri him. Listen, this shit is real, fam. Now y'all might not believe that these things is real, but these things is real, and destruction has come upon the land. Now you see how they say that, right? They literally say this. Watch the oceans, pay attention to the oceans, heat up, all that, right? But what? Jesse's only fucking with me because you know I'm on here, but I guess he wanted some more of these. I don't know what the fuck. But anyway, like I was saying, so when they telling us about the oceans heating up and shit, they tell us what we gonna see before this thing even come, right? And this is what fucked me up because I'm watching. A lot of y'all don't know. I'm trying to warn the world. I'm trying to warn everybody like the crazy motherfucker dude off of 2012 and shit. But see, people don't want to listen. So it's only so much you can say to a motherfucker that don't know nothing. Because they gonna try to debunk you every time. Bro, this shit ain't real. Shit. Fuck if it ain't. Now they told us that the magnitude earthquakes. Now before this other shit happened, this is what they tell us. Because shit got to happen before other shit happened. So as we get deeper in the book, we get deeper into the shit. Excuse my language. But they tell us the average magnitude of earthquakes will continue to increase all around the world, right? Because this thing coming in. As this thing come in, it's gonna fuck with all the stars, all the planets, and all. It's got an effect on every planet that it come past. I'm talking about. That's why we see the alignments. Listen, these motherfuckers trying to act like these alignments just all natural and shit. No, it's something up there tugging, pulling. Remember all them stars? Remember how that moon was upside down, the crescent moon? I ain't never seen that. Y'all ain't never seen that a day. I don't give a fuck who on here or how long you been on here. The only time you ever seen the upside down crescent moon was where? Where have you seen that? On the Sumerian tablet. You see that? See the upside down crescent moon? Why? You see Planet X back there off there in the distance? Look at the top right here. Look at the top right there. See that? See the upside down crescent moon? See that? You ain't now listen. Your whole life of living. I don't give a fuck how long you been on this land. You ain't never in your life seen the upside down crescent moon until like 2 years ago, a year ago. You ain't never seen that. Not even in the Disney movie, not even in the movie. Cause you know what's how the crescent moon be. How it be upside down, but it be to the side, don't it? This motherfucker upside down, literally. Like, and then check this freaky shit out. This some freaky shit right here. Why it's upside down, right? This whole year. I don't know if y'all been seeing this. But why this motherfucking crescent moon been upside down, right? It was two stars on the side of that motherfucker. I don't know what they was. Everybody around TikTok all around the world recording the moon. What's going what they thought they were spaceships and shit the whole time. The news reporting talking about, oh, that's Venus and Pluto. Some shit they said, some crazy shit. But these motherfuckers was shining so bright. I don't know if y'all seen that. I don't know, but these are signs, glorious signs. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. These now we gonna get back into the destruction that they say is coming with this shit. This is what they say, right? They say the average magnitude earthquakes will continue to increase. The hurricanes and volcanoes will be far more powerful. This is what they say. You know why they say that? I mean, they said the hurricanes and tornadoes will be far more powerful. Now they say this about the hurricanes because of the ocean's heating up down there, right there. So you know, as the hurricane comes in with a typhoon, whatever, they turn into a hurricane. They slow down. They be coming from like Africa and shit towards that way, but they slow down as they get to the cooler water. They slow down because the cooler water make their ass like disintegrate and shit. But not no more. Boy, the water hotter than they ever seen. So what y'all think that's gonna bring? Why y'all think they talking about category 4, category 5, possibly hitting Florida, the East Coast within the next 24, 48 hours? Why y'all think they talking like that? Do you where y'all think these people going? These people ain't finna now this gonna be way different than what y'all just seen in California. These people can't y'all know how many motherfucking people be on the street in New York and shit? How's these people where these people going? People ain't going no motherfucking where. Nowhere. That they gonna be there to witness this shit. So y'all just keep watching. Next 48 hours, they tell us the hurricanes and tornadoes will be far more powerful. Then they said they said weather patterns will be more extreme all around the world, which we are seeing. They say the more prolonged droughts and periods of severe rainfall would no longer be the exception. This not this part, right? Because if you're watching, you see this. Now when that's why I had to highlight this because I said, damn, this is a major piece right here because the flash floods ain't stopped. They ain't stopped, and motherfuckers won't stop. All right. So you will continue to see that shit all around the world, all around the United States and shit. These flash floods, same shit that hit Vegas the other day. That ain't just start. That's been going on everywhere down, all through Vermont and shit, all everywhere. Trust me. So they say the more prolonged droughts and period of severe rainfall, right, will no longer be the exception, right? They ain't gonna stop. They say they will be the rule, right? They will be the rule. Period. You know why? Because they ain't gonna stop. You see these flash floods and shit all around the world. That shit ain't gonna stop, man. And then they tell you, consequently, global weather patterns will reverse themselves. And where there was rain, there will be drought. Vice versa, right? Why that thing coming in. Then they go on to tell you, right? Look at this shit. If this don't fuck you up, I don't know what will. Then they go on to tell you, the natural cataclysms such as super volcanoes, y'all don't see Yellowstone and shit? All the activity from Yellowstone and the Tonga and over there in Hawaii, all these volcanoes going off and shit, y'all don't see this shit? Right? So they go on to tell you, the natural cataclysms such as super volcanoes, eruptions, magnitude 9 earthquakes, we already have seen 8 points. We done seen the eights already, damn near 8, 7.8, right? Magnitude 9 earthquakes along major fault lines and tsunamis will occur globally at a breathtaking pace, right? That's what they tell us is coming, man. They said global weather patterns will become violent, or they said global weather patterns will become violent as summer and winter merge into a single season. Major cities, major coastal cities will be ground to pieces. They know this. That's what I was talking about with the motherfucker. What's going on over there with the oceans heating up down there by Florida and off the East Coast right there, like that. Because that shit gonna make these things act a fool, right? And then not only that, we got this going on. As Earth approaches the position between its object, which we already have, we already here, y'all. We at the tipping point. We already here. As Earth approaches the position between this object and the sun, I ain't gonna say the name. We just gonna keep calling it this object because I know it's a lot of people that's not believers out there, and it's on you to get your own belief, man. It's on you. Only you can choose your truth. Can't nobody else make you believe, man. Only you can see something and say that shit right there is real. You know what I'm saying? So they say as Earth approaches the position between this object and the sun, a serious risk emerges. What is that risk? Y'all see how all through the summer what they've been talking about? The sun knocking out the grid, right? Ain't that what they've been talking about? Look, we got books for days around this motherfucker for this shit, right? We've been studying this thing for years, man. You hear me? And what they've been talking about, the classification of what? The solar flares. Remember yesterday what we just had yesterday? Two M-class tools yesterday that came off our sun. And guess what? The sun is making way for a lot of this shit right here. All right. So they tell you that as the Earth approaches a position between the sun and this object, a serious risk emerges. That's why we seeing all this fucking lightning. It says serious risk emerges that we will be struck by electrical discharges between the two objects. They said this will cause an extremely violent electrical atmosphere effects on the Earth because solar superstorms will unleash terrible CME eruptions, which is currently happening. It's happening right now. We will literally see fire raining down from the sky as plasma forms in the atmosphere with strange glowing colors. Now y'all seen all them colors? Y'all see all the now from the what's that motherfucker called? What's that? The aurora borealis. This is what they saying. This is what they ain't telling y'all. That's what they talking about. When you see how everybody been talking about how the aurora borealis been stretching from down south all the way up through Wisconsin and shit, all the way through Minnesota, all that ain't never happened ever. They ain't never seen that shit ever. And then not only this, get the freaky shit. This the freaky part about it. The shit been glowing all different types of fucking colors: purple, red, orange, burnt orange, yellow. They ain't never seen no shit like that. But they knew it was coming. Because if they didn't know it was coming, then how could they write about it? How could they write about it? They knew it was coming. Listen, everybody know what's going on, right? So they didn't get this part. So what else do they talk about? They've been talking about the sun knocking out the grid, right? Ain't that what they've been talking about? All you been hearing all summer. What you been hearing all summer? Oh, the sun go do this, right? Right. That's what you been hearing all summer, right? That's what this is what they've been saying, right? But see, where is they getting their information from, right? Because look what they say, right? Watch this. They say Earth's power grids and transportation systems and communication networks, right, will already have been destroyed or become paralyzed, right? Only hardened government, corporate military systems will survive. Now listen. This is a whole nother book, right? So then they go on to tell us after arrival, right? After arrival of this motherfucker, right? They tell us that none of this shit gonna be working. They already know. That's why listen, how you think they everybody talking about CME that's gonna knock out a great solar flash and all this? They know that shit coming. Look, they say as the object's arrival will create an event that occurs on the surface of the sun that releases a tremendous amount of energy in the form of a what? Solar flare. That's all they've been talking about, solar flares. Or a coronal mass ejection, which will be explosive, which is an explosive burst of very hot electrified gas that has the mass that exceeds Mount Everest. Then they go on to say, this time, right, the events will be different. The event will bring down the electrical grid. Y'all see that? Y'all see that, right? Yeah, all right. All right. The events will bring down the electrical grid, man. That's all you hear them talking about. All you hear them talking about. What? Man, the power gonna go down, man. Hire y'all some food, all this. That's all you hear people talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? The event will be different. The event will bring down the electrical grid, and the shelves in the grocery stores will be cleaned out inside of a day. Banks' ATMs don't work without electrical current. Gas pumps won't be functioning. Food transportation will stop, and riding and looting will be at an all-time high. They already know what's coming, man. They know it's coming. So for all of y'all that don't know what's going on and why the weather is how it is, or why the fuck these flash floods started and they never stop, they not gonna stop. The wintertime go listen, shit gonna continue to get worse. That's all it's gonna do is gonna get worse. And guess what? That's all you gonna keep hearing. Climate change, climate change, climate change, climate change, climate change. But what these motherfuckers say, right? What these motherfuckers in the book say? What they say, right? Look, that's why you can't even fall for it. I already knew though. All right, I ain't even have to read the book to even say it because the shit never made sense to me when motherfucking Al Gore was talking about it. They said Planet X has high level and a high magnetism. Well, we gonna start over. I don't even mean to say the name. But this object has a high mass and a high level of magnetism. It disrupts the surface of any planet that it passes 7 years prior to its passage. Its electromagnetic influence changes the core of the Earth. Remember, all through the summer you've been hearing, oh, the core of the Earth stopped. Remember how they said that? The core of the Earth just stopped, just came to a stop, remember? Yeah, they said that. And then they go on to say, it triggers major weather changes. Ain't that what we've been seeing? Major weather changes, right? Seismic activity, volcano eruptions. We've been seeing all that shit. Unexplained sinkholes. That's the fucked up part because they knew that part was coming. How they knew that because it's some type of shift or something going on with the earth or the crust or something going on because in this book they say all above ground infrastructure such as highways and overpasses and bridges will be in a state of collapse and they already are. They already the fuck are. That's why I'm saying look at these flash floods. It ain't nothing normal that we used to seeing. Now, back in the day, we see a motherfucking flash flood or we see a flood and shit. I done been in flash floods before when I was a kid. I ain't never seen a flash flood rip out the street. Literally. Bridges and shit falling. How that shit happening? Y'all ain't paying attention to this shit? Listen, all throughout Vermont, when the flash floods and shit was happening, all throughout Pennsylvania, y'all ain't see the streets and roads and shit ripped out like that? Like, I don't know, bro. Like some shit I ain't never seen before. I'm telling y'all, shit I ain't never seen before. Literally. Then, not only that, they go on to tell you, that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling y'all. The shit is so real that it's like it's too much to grasp because it's like the book's been wrote. Yes, it's like they script this shit because this shit is happening as we speak, right? So then y'all see all these tornadoes that have been taking place, right? Tornadoes started in fucking December. We had tornadoes on Christmas here in the United States. Y'all remember that? This last Christmas that just passed, it was tornadoes on Christmas. Oh, that shit ain't stopped. The tornadoes every fucking where. Severe thunderstorms and all this shit. For real. Y'all remember what happened in Arkansas, Mississippi, all that shit? And them tornadoes all through. Remember, listen, I'm from the Midwest. A tornado ain't never, ever, ever touched down in Cook County. I'm talking about Cook County. Hit the street, Chicago. All through the street. Like, that never happened. Man, that shit happened like 3 times this year. So for all of y'all that don't think this shit real, hey, look what the book say, right? And I ain't trying to tell you to go off the book. Fuck the book. You can look around you and see that's something that's going on. But what the book say about the tornadoes, right? You see that? See what it say about the tornadoes? Man, listen. They tell us not only have the tornadoes started to be more violent in the last decade, so have the average number of. They said, now listen, listen. They know everything. This is what's fucked up. They know, and all of y'all living your lives. Everybody, the whole world, coming and going, drinking and smoking, arguing about Blueface and his bitch. Don't even know. Destruction is coming. Dog. Listen, when they passed that bill, not to even get off subject, but I need y'all to go look into this. Go look. When they passed that motherfucking stimulus shit, they giving out that last stimulus check that they passed, right? People don't even be knowing. Them motherfucking pages, them stimulus pages, that shit, that bills be like 1,300, 1,600 pages. Dog, them motherfuckers had a section in there. They passed a bill for like 17 billion or trillion dollars for natural disaster. So I give my right hand to God. And this was when dude first came in before any of this shit got to happening. They already know. Why now go look. Just go back and go look. Anybody listen. Anybody that's on this motherfucker right now, because I was thinking then. I had this listen. I was thinking then. How the fuck would they pass? Like if they don't know something is coming, because what would make any type of sense to pass they ain't say for war or nothing. They said for natural disaster. What type of sense does that make if they don't know something is coming? Right? It's the same shit Al Gore was talking about. Same shit everybody was talking about the whole world for like the last 20 years. They've been talking about it. We are here. We are literally here. And everybody's so occupied. Like the shit moving so fast right now. Time going fast. Motherfucker. Can't nobody even see it. Nobody even see the destruction that has come up on the land. Like if when we got this internet like this, ain't no way in hell y'all should be able to put two and two together and see all these flash floods and all the volcanoes and all this shit going off at the same time. Nobody's paying attention, but it's literally happening. So anyway, not to get off the subject, they say not only have the hurricanes started to grow more violent, like they doing right now. Look what they talking about. Oh, it's going to be a category 4, category 5. Y'all know why? Y'all know why? Now listen. Do you know what the fucking category 5 hurricane could do on the fucking land? On the land. And not only that, it's gonna take days tearing that motherfucker up. Listen, as it goes through, if it hit Florida, if it go hit Florida and make its way, they already got the line. It's like I don't know how this shit work, how they be knowing this shit. I don't know how they know this. Like how y'all know what the motherfucker gonna do before it do it. They already got the line to how it might hit Florida, go up from Florida, curve all the way up throughout the east. Like for real. Like it's gonna be so much death and destruction if this motherfucker hit the land at a category 5. And then the ocean's so hot over there. 102 degrees, 99 degrees. Listen, it ain't gonna die down. It ain't. I'm already tell y'all, this ain't gonna be nothing like that shit just happened in California. Oh hell no, it's gonna be like 10 times, 30 times worse than that. And we gonna be watching, the whole world gonna sit back and watch it. And what's so fucked up, them people ain't got a chance. That's why they ain't said that now. That's why, because how the fuck, do y'all know how many people in New York? Where they going? You know how packed, by the time if they announced this, they could have announced it, but they didn't know. Well, how the fuck they don't know when they saying it? I don't know, man. I don't know how this shit is going. I don't want to lie to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling y'all what I'm seeing, what they showed me. I'm looking at the shit. They know exactly what direction it's going. We got 48 to like 72 hours right now. Start now. This motherfucker finished. They finna start to see the effects from this motherfucker at 8 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a tropical storm, right? I mean, it's a typhoon or whatever the fuck it is, but it's turning into a hurricane. And they know this. They don't even have to say that they know that it's gonna pick up to a cat because the water's so fucking hot. That's the power right there. It's like a cooking. Listen, y'all gonna see. Motherfucker gonna see. This the big one that they've been waiting on. This might be it. This might be that motherfucker they've been waiting on this year because they said that we was gonna have one. This might be it. I'm telling y'all. So anyway, they say not only have the hurricanes started to grow more powerful and violent in the last decade, they said so have the average number of tornadoes striking the U.S. each year. And I bullshit you if they not lying. They telling the truth, fam. Because this year I done seen more tornadoes than I ever seen in this world, and I've been on this earth for 34 years. I ain't never seen this many tornadoes. I ain't never seen a tornado on Christmas. Never, ever in my life heard of a tornado nowhere in the United States on Christmas. And there was a few. So then they say when you boil down the statistics, they said the picture that forms shows that tornadoes are claiming more lives and causing more damage in the last decade. They are doing these things not only because it is more of them, but also because they are becoming more severe and occurring under a more freakish circumstance. What is this freakish circumstance? What's the freakish circumstance that they talking about? That shit coming in. They know, right? So then they go on to tell you. I'm telling you, all through the books and shit, they literally telling us what we gonna see, right? No, check this book out right here, right? What the fuck that a book? Just check this one out. Hold on. Look what they say about the birds and shit, right? I'm telling y'all, this information is all that's listen, the information is everywhere. But they was writing this shit 15, 20 years ago, right? To tell us what we will see as it comes, right? Man, it's here now. I wonder where all the authors at and shit. Where all the people at? They deserve all they motherfucking flowers because it's sure enough, like they said, we starting to see all this shit. I ain't lying. Wherever the fuck them people at. Now they told us, I found that it figures, and this was so crazy. The motherfuckers, they said that it literally like was on the path back like 2012 or some shit, but like it made it in our atmosphere like 2017 or some shit. That's what gave us the 7 years. But see, these motherfuckers made us believe that we had 7 years from 2023 to 2030. They fooled us, right? So they say, he said, I have found that figures are varied to its coming. They say the dominant census is this. They said it will be seen by the naked eye in December 2016 and it will grow bigger, right? So we ain't been paying no attention to this motherfucker, right? I don't know how accurate they may be, right? He said it will grow bigger and bigger. They said until March, around April. They said when it would be closest to Earth. They said now this is the ones this is what dude was talking about. Cause it's gonna go around and come back. It's gonna do some crazy shit. Like I heard this one motherfucker, his name is Gil Barras or some shit. Same thing he said. It's the same thing that he was talking about. Now, this is how I know the whole world knows about it. The whole world knows this shit, man. He called it because he like to have his own work on this shit. He got his own work. He don't want his work being confused with nobody else's work because everybody else is calling it Planet X, Nibiru, all this shit, Planet number 9. He called it Planet number 7 Now, when you're gonna look into him, his name is Gil Barras, or you can just probably Google planet number 7. Now go see what the man said. Now, just how they say that they say it is said that it doesn't happen this year, it will be within the next 3 years at the same time periods. It takes about 155 days to go around the sun. Now, this is what they said. Dude said that it's gonna come the first 155 days, it's gonna cause all type of destruction over here, I think, or some shit. Some crazy shit that man, y'all gotta go listen to him. Because he said something about the 100 and some days. The man literally said this. Like, it literally came out the man's mouth. So then they go on to tell us like where it will be seen at. Now, just like how my brother right here said that it will be seen in the southern hemisphere in Cape Town. Now, if you know anybody over in Cape Town, y'all can go ask. They've been seeing it. It's a fucking star over there, shining bright as can be, and it's getting bigger and bigger, and it's red, right? So that's what they talking about. When they say right here, it will be clearly visible at night as a reddish object to those living in the southern hemisphere. The book is like 20 years old, people. I'm telling you. It's like they wrote the shit yesterday. I'm telling you, shit. The shit is fascinating. I'm telling you, it's scary, fascinating, all that shit. It's like when you sit here and read this shit and you look and you like, this shit is happening. Like it's real. But you know it has happened before. So this ain't even it ain't nothing that you should fear. I don't think we should fear the shit because it happened over and over again. So I guess we just here this time, like us. Whoever the fuck alive this time, we picked to be here at this time. I'm telling you. This is time. This that time. I'm telling you, we picked to be here. I don't know why. Maybe me to sit here and do this shit, what I'm doing now. But everybody that's around this motherfucker, you here at a great, this a great time right here to be alive. I'm telling you, you witnessing the destruction of the land like never before. Plagues are coming. When I say plagues, you hear how they keep talking about these mut. Listen, this is how you know this shit is real. Now, this book right here, right? This book right here, they talk about it when it last came. And when it last came, you know what happened? The 10 plagues of Exodus fell upon the empire of Egypt. It came from this. They tell you. As the destroyer flung itself through the sky, right? Listen, watch this. Watch this. This is called the Coburn Bible. 21st Master did this shit is real. Now, this is why I say there's going to be plagues of all different types of bugs. Now they try to tell us that we only go see plagues of locusts. That's one of the scary parts. They didn't tell you that there was going to be plagues of crickets, plagues of fucking fruit flies, plagues of bees, plagues of worms. There's gonna be all type of different plagues of all type. You're gonna start seeing this shit that's not normal. Plants growing weird as a motherfucker happen. It's called climate change. That's what they're calling it. But you're going to see plants like deformed plants growing, like all different, and it's the change of the climate because of the way that the soil and shit changing. Now pay attention to the flash floods because this is how our crops and shit ain't gonna start coming in. You got to pay attention. All these places is getting flooded and shit. Water, a mildew or rot plants and shit. Y'all got to understand this. So with we going and all these flash floods going on and shit, then we heading right. It's just go read the shit. Go read it. Right. I'm gonna read this part to y'all, right? How it flung itself through the sky. They said the doom shape is like a circling ball of flame, which scatters small fiery offsprings in its train. Remember I told y'all that? Remember? Because it got that tail following it. They called it a train. They said it scatters small fiery offsprings, which the shit we seeing, the fucking meteors, these meteors, because we starting to see meteors and shit at a mass number. Now, if you look at go look what happened at Florida the other night when that meteor came through, and when I tell you that motherfucker swooped through the air, that something that was so magical, like it was like fire, like it left fire in the path, like some scary shit. Just like John the Revelator said when he saw the stars from heaven fall down from the sky. It's the same shit. I bullshit you not. I bullshit. Watch when everybody get to seeing them all together though. They're gonna be shooting in crowd. They're gonna be shooting like all together though, 50 at a time. Like dog the shit. So listen, they already know we hit it into the tail. They can see the motherfuckers though, like they said. Exactly what they explaining. We starting to see the wondering meteors. That's why they increasing so much. Because it's doing what it says. Like how they say the doom shape is like a circling ball of flame which scatters small fiery offsprings in its train. It covers about a fifth part of the sky and it sends withering snake-like figures. Look, motherfuckers gonna think you gonna go outside think it's chemtrails. I'm telling you, some of that shit ain't chemtrails. The shit that's falling straight down, it's like straight down. Like what planes y'all know dropping straight down like that? Them ain't no motherfucking them ain't planes. They look because they so far they look like planes. But the whole time on some real shit, it's exactly what they're explaining. I'm telling you. See the chemtrails they shoot through the air, they spray in the air and shit, seeing clouds, whatever the fuck they doing with them chemtrails. But the shit that we see when we see them plane, it look like a plane or something. You can't even really see it. They be dropping straight down. Straight down. Now what planes y'all know shooting straight down besides motherfucking the army or some shit and jet or something? Like this shit that we seeing shooting straight down like that with the smoking back. Them ain't no motherfucking chemtrails. That's the uh it covers about a fifth part of the sky and sends withering snake-like fingers down to earth before it appears frightened. They said it breaks up and scatters away midday. It's no brighter than night. They say it spawns a host of terrible things. And these are the things said of the destroyer and the record. They said in the older records. They said read them with a silent heart, knowing that the doomed shape has its appointed time and it will return again. Right? So this shit right here is about 4,000 years old, just about, right? So look what they say, right? They tell us all the shit. They tell us just like the scientists. You know how the scientists talk about them earthquakes and all that shit. They tell us the same thing, but they just tell us in a different way. They tell us in a more like it sounds like a I can't explain this shit, man. But right here, when they talk about this right here, so they say as this thing fling itself through the heavens, right? Just listen. They say the fish of the river died in the polluted waters. They said now this is why I say the bugs coming. They said, and worms and insects and reptiles sprang up from the earth in mass numbers. They said, great gust of wind, right? They said, great gust of wind brought swarms of locusts, which covered the sky, as the destroyer flung itself through the heavens and blew great gusts of cinders across the face of the earth. The motherfucking asteroids, man. I'm telling y'all. Now, this is the things that these people were seeing. They were seeing this shit, right? Then they go on to say, now, listen. Now, I know I'm just sitting here reading this book like a regular person, but I'm telling you, when I'll be studying this shit, like from the tablets to the scrolls to the scientific point, I'm like, man, this the most frightening. Now I see why they say every knee will bow, because every knee gonna bow when they see what's in that sky. When you see what's in that sky, that's why they say. Now I understand when the Bible say that earth shall be thrown into the lowest pits of hell, because if hell was in the inside of the earth, right? How is Earth going to be thrown into the lowest pits of hell? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any fucking sense. And then watch this, right? Watch this. They said, now this is the time of the Pharaoh and shit. This shit real. They said the dark days begin with the last visitation of the destroyer, and they were foretold by strange omens in the sky. Right? This was the Exodus. The Exodus is triggered the destroyer. This is what's currently taking place right now. But I ain't gonna get into all that Hebrew shit. 2019, 16, 19. I ain't gonna get into that. But that's what's taking place, people. That shit is literally happening. And it's happening. I just know. So they tell us, they said 4 times the stars have moved to new positions, and twice the sun has appeared to change his direction of his journey. They said twice the destroyer has struck the earth, and 3 times the heavens have opened up and shed. Twice the land has been swept clean with water. Right? That's what they tell us. Twice the land has been swept clean with water. Right? Then they go on to tell us, right, about this old doom shape. They said as the great salt waters rise up in its train, and the ruined tourist pours towards the land, even the heroes among the mortal man will become over madness with they said will be overcome with madness. As the now this is because wisdom being increased. So as above, so below, all the pollutions and radiations and shit gonna fuck with people's head. You're gonna have mothers going against door. Y'all see all the shit going on? Or like life is like it's gonna people have no regards for family no more, even family life. Like motherfucker, your own cousin to kill you now. I'm telling you, shit getting real. And that's because I can't even explain it, man. I can't. Listen. It's fucked up places to be sometimes. Don't get caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time because it's a lot going on in the sky and it's affecting your mind, your thinking. All these pollutions and secondary radiations and shit. Oh yeah, that'll fuck you up. The way your body feel, the way your back feel, how you sleep, fatigue, all that shit. It all comes from as above. I don't know if y'all get this or not, but shit taking place on the land for real. So he goes on to tell us, in the day, they said in those days, right? Y'all see how I got this book and I'm reading it to y'all? We ain't heard about this shit like this, never. They said in those days, men will have the great book before them, right? And then they go on to tell us. Now listen, 2000, because this thing somehow increases. It like wakes you up. It's like that's why that Great Awakening happened 2020. I don't know if y'all seen that, but it was a Great Awakening happened all around the world because the two brothers appeared. The fucking from the Hopi prophecy, the blue Kachina, that shit real. That shit appeared. That's what we got the funny looking ass sun in the sky with the other object, and it looked like an LED light when it's straight up in the sky, like an LED light. I swear to God, it looked like a piece of white paper. A bullshit. The sun. I ain't never seen the sun look like this in my life. That's how you know the objects appear, just like they said. And then how they talk about the red star that appears in Cape Town, and it grows bigger and bigger. That's the destroyer. It's called the Red Kachina in the Hopi prophecy, but it's the purifier. Okay. Now, for those of y'all that's listening, the motherfucker is here. All right. So they say, as the great salt waters rise up in its train and the pouring torrents, they say the roaring torrents pour towards the land, even the heroes among. So that means like even rich people and all different type of people gonna be like doing shit that's strange, killing motherfuckers, catching cases and shit because they tell us that people go become over. They gonna be overcome with madness, right? But before they tell us that, they tell us in those days, men will have the great book before them. Wisdom will be revealed, right? Wisdom. That's what I'm telling you, this great awakening that took place. There was a great awakening happening. I don't know if y'all seen that, but there's a great awakening happening, man. The world would never go back to the way it was. It would never, ever go back to the way the church would never be because the church is done now. The churches is being judged. This is what people don't know. The churches is done. There's none of God's people currently in. This is what I'm trying to say to all my folks. The rapture is not real. Okay, we've been left behind already. We are here at this time in this world by ourselves. Anybody that's in this motherfucker here with us right now have been left behind because all of the ones that taught us how to pray, all of the saints and shit that taught us how to pray, they gone. They gone, right? And they kept telling us we'll be here at this. I don't know if y'all who y'all grew up around or who y'all grew up with, but nobody's praying anymore. And back then, we had all our grandmother, mother people praying for us. They was praying for us. So now we don't have that no more. So now it's on us to pray, and we the ones with the kids. We the ones with the kids. So now if we ain't praying or teaching our kids how to pray, they gonna get caught up in destruction, man, destroyed by the sword, by their own folks and shit. Jacob's trouble. I'm telling you, the shit is real. The shit is real because wisdom has been revealed, and now everybody's scrambling because everybody is woke. Why you think you're hearing this woke shit? It's really happening. This shit is really happening real time. We are really witnessing this shit, but nobody's paying attention, man. Nobody. But anyway, so they tell us even the heroes among the mortal men will become will be overcome with madness, as moths fly swiftly to their doom to a burning flame, so will these men rush to their own destruction. That's what they're telling you. People gonna be out here killing motherfuckers not thinking. You see how fast these look? Now these motherfuckers don't have no regard for life right now. None. Motherfucker will come in Walmart and kill you. And I ain't talking about no mass shooter. I'm talking about a person that's trying to kill another motherfucker. Come in the check cash place, catch your ass in there, kill you. J&J's chicken, kill you. Motherfucker, wherever they catch you at, on the bus, kill your ass. Kids around, kill you. It's way different. This shit is way different. And it's kids that's doing this shit. Man, it's 9 times out of 10 it's kids. There's no regard for life. Like how these women trying to talk about how they pushing this narrative all over TikTok and shit, how an innocent motherfucker should protect a person that they don't know, which is don't make no fucking sense to me because You could be a person that ain't finna do shit with your life, a nobody, and somebody lose their life for you. They got a whole family and all this shit, and I'm talking about like some on some domestic shit, like, and you be right back with the motherfucker or some shit, or y'all end up jumping this person. Like, you shouldn't get into people business, because women is real. They contradicting as a motherfucker because they will raise you to stay out of motherfuckers' business. This is how our mothers raised us. You don't get no motherfucker business. We stay to ourselves. We don't get, and now they want to get mad when they done taught your ass not to get nobody business, and when you mind your motherfucker, like, cause we protective over our own shit, like our house, our kid. We'll kill your ass over our bitch. That's what's different. That's what they not telling you. We ain't finna go hurt no motherfucker over nobody else's woman or over nobody else's daughter or child. Why I gotta go die or spend 70 years in jail over somebody I don't even know to leave my children, my woman, my mother, all my people? That don't make no fucking sense to me. That just clearly don't. That's like an argument that can't be even won. I don't even know what the fuck type of sense does that make, because people do a whole bunch of shit that you don't know about. Motherfucker could have robbed somebody, had somebody else killed. Women set motherfuckers up like a motherfucker now. So ain't no telling what these people done did, but you want somebody to go jump clear off a fucking cliff, which don't make no sense to me. But anyway, all that shit is just keeping us sleep. They want to keep us on this toxic shit. And that's what Blueface and Krishan them for, man. You know what I'm saying? Because what our people don't realize is that our rappers, our singers, and our actors, they are idols to our kids. You get what I'm saying? Even if we look at these motherfuckers as being nobody. Oh man, fuck them little. When our kids looking at these people, they want to be like. Y'all got to remember, we was kids before. We used to want to be a Michael Jackson or a doctor. We had people that we said we wanted to be. So don't forget that. So when the motherfucker pushing these narratives and all this toxic shit and being a whore, because right now the thing is to be a whore. And this is what I'm trying to understand from our women. Why would a man have to do anything to a woman nowadays when, like, sex is literally, it ain't, back in my day, you had to like literally be fucking with a woman or they was charging your ass some money to be fucking with them or something. Now that shit is out here for a blunt, some food, and they'll tell you. They'll let you know a hair, some wig, a wig, a wig. Like, well, you ain't gotta hurt nobody. Ain't nobody gotta hurt unless you a bum starving on the street. You a homeless motherfucker. You ain't got no money or something. Then maybe yeah, but that's some shit happening every now and then. Right now, a motherfucker ain't gotta do nothing but buy you something to eat, smoke with you, get you something to drink. That's the new trend. This is what I don't understand when I keep hearing this talk about, oh, this. Y'all don't see what's happening in the world. Like, it's they pushing this sex sales ass shit on our people. Far as with being a whore. And I ain't talking about what Trina and them did, because what Trina and them said and talked about wasn't on no motherfucking radio. We had parental advisory. If y'all don't remember this shit, we barely heard bitch or nigga any of that shit on our radio when we was growing up. When we was growing up, motherfucker, they was putting out CDs, and we barely heard 3 songs off that motherfucker if you didn't buy it. That's what they not telling y'all. Why they, oh, y'all had Trina. Trina went on our radio. That's why Trina ain't no mega star, motherfucker. Who know Trina? The hood, the underground. Trina ain't nobody in Paris or London calling no motherfucking Trina and Britney and shit. Egypt. Nobody know this bitch. Like this, did she not know Beyonce or no shit? Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like they wasn't on the radio like that. Like now you will get in the car here, Pound Town on the like how the fuck did that make the radio? That's not even. They don't even. And then our this the whole thing. We don't want to talk about that shit, but that's the problem. I like the bitch. Don't get me wrong. Excuse me, calling her out her name and shit. But far as I got teenage daughters and shit, so that's where I'm going with the shit. Oh, the 23rd. That's the meteor. That's the meteor that's coming. That's what I was trying to tell y'all when I first came down here. Like I don't know why they ain't telling the world, but you'll get this information off of YouTube, TikTok. Like people know that meteor came. I mean, it's an asteroid or a comet or something. Don't give me the line, but it's coming. And that motherfucker came from nowhere. Nowhere. Where y'all think it came from? They listen. They looked up, spotted that motherfucker, and said, "I'll be damned. There's something coming towards this motherfucker, big, huge." And it came from nowhere. And but it didn't come from nowhere. They know it came off the belt, like the book say. It sends, it scatters small fiery offsprings in its train. That's what it said. That I mean, fucking book tell you everything. Now, this another fucking freaky part that the book say. Now, If you go on TikTok and you go put in your search bar the trumpet that's being heard all around the world. Now this shit started like in 2004 or 5 or some shit, but now it's all around the world. People hearing this loud scratching, like shrilling trumpet, just like the book say. People hearing it's like a scratching noise. It's like I can't. It's like a trumpet, but it's like a scratching. I can't do it. I can't even say it, man. You know what I'm saying? But they said it. They told us that we was gonna hear that. So back in the book, like you know, what I'm saying back then it was 4,000 years ago they didn't have the technology we had. Like they didn't understand what they was hearing. But see, we know what we hear. That's the magnetic poles. Like that's why it's coming from the sky. You know what I'm saying? That it sounds like it's scratching, screeching. I'm telling you. They told us we was gonna hear that, and what's so funny is people don't even recognize. I mean, you don't have the book because you got to go out and buy the book. I mean, I'm not a sponsor or nothing, but shit, the only way you will know is if you go out and get the fuck. If you know if I ain't reading the motherfucker to you or you got it, you gonna pull up a PD, what that PDF or some shit. But they tell you the people will scatter in madness. They say they will hear the battle, they will hear the trumpet in the battle cry of the destroyer, and seek refuge within dens. Now remember that they will hear the trumpet in the battle cry of the destroyer. Remember that. Now they tell us that you gonna start hearing that motherfucker. You gonna start hearing it, right? They told see how them volcanoes starting to go off. This was so crazy, right? Where is it? Hold on. I got all these books, man. My bad about that. I got 1,000 books, man. Hold on, I gotta find this other book. What's so crazy? Let me see. What the fuck's the other book? Okay, what's so crazy is right. See how they talk about it here? You see how they keep talking about these motherfucking books, these volcanoes and these earthquakes. How they keep mentioning this shit. They say the magnitude earthquakes will continue to increase. Right? Remember how they said that? Then they go on to say, right? They go on to say that the natural cataclysms such as super volcano eruptions, like the super volcanoes, gonna start to go up, like start to build up magma and shit, right? So this motherfucker, the book, they say that we gonna start to see this fine red dust, like you know what I'm saying, start to drop all in swimming pool. Like we gonna start to see it all on our cars and shit. Like you ain't gonna really be able to see, but it's gonna be like a tint, like some dust on your car window and shit. Like you go like this, it's gonna be like some red dust or something on your car windows and shit. All that it's gonna start to grow rapidly throughout the world. That's red iron oxide, and it can get you sick, but it's coming off the planet. So as we go deeper into the thing, it's gonna fucking damn, let me play this up, man. It's gonna start to show. It's gonna show itself. The red iron oxide, and it's gonna poison the waters and shit. Be vowed to what the fuck is Tati? What the fuck is that? Hey, don't start playing this shit. Asking me weird shit now. I'm trying to give you all this information, man. You feel me? But yeah, some major supposed to be happening on the 27th. I mean the 23rd, man. Don't give me the line. But they telling us that it's a motherfucking meteor or asteroid or something. And this what they saying, man. I swear I ain't gonna bullshit you. I ain't gonna sit here a lot of y'all and bullshit y'all, but this what they saying, man. Let me see. They said that it's a motherfucking meteor. Uh damn, I broke my what's the name, man. But they tell us that it's a meteor or asteroid or something, but they said it came from nowhere. That's what's fucking me up. Like they said it just appeared. Like it just appeared out of nowhere. Like, but they know. You know, I know they know because I'm reading all this shit. And they told me, like I'm telling you, because I'm reading it, they tell us that the meteors is gonna start coming. They said we gonna start seeing these motherfuckers rapidly. Like they coming. And then get this shit. Look what this is scary part right here. Damn, I always fucking these books up, man. You know what I'm saying? Damn. So this right here, this when they said this right here, this was fucking me up. When they said that these meteors was gonna create uh they said these motherfuckers was gonna create these holes and shit all around the earth. Look, I swear, this what they I swear, man, this shit is scary. Look. So see, meteors, meteors right there, right? So they said as the tail of this object passes the earth, it will drop hundreds to thousands. Yeah. thousands of meteors upon the earth. This will poison the waters of the oceans and cause tsunamis. They said the motherfucker gonna cause tsunamis, man. They said it's gonna create craters all around the world's continents. That's fucked up. Because in order for these motherfuckers to create craters, all them bitches coming like this, like from you know how they say God rained down fire and brimstone on Sodom and Gomorrah, and they sitting up here passing all these weird ass laws. And I believe these motherfuckers trying to get fire and brimstone rained down on us and shit on purpose. They know what the fuck taking place because it's a universal karma. They sit here got the whole world thinking that they all good because God coming back from out of the sky on a horse and a carriage with some. No, natural disaster is coming. They lied. The motherfuckers lied. Only thing that's coming out that sky is lightning and natural disaster, fire and brimstone, motherfucker. For real, hell gonna be the size of footballs and shit, bigger than that. You don't want to be in the path of that. Imagine hell the size of footballs dropping down from the. Boy, that's gonna kill motherfuckers. Everything in this, that shit might go through houses. That shit coming because the intertwine in the seasons, the high dew points and shit is gonna make that shit. Y'all gonna see hell the size of footballs and shit gonna be falling from the sky. The meteor is gonna get rapid. It's gonna get to a point where we seeing them bitches coming, and they gonna still be taking days to get here. Watch, y'all gonna see. What the fuck is that? Then everybody gonna get this. The fuck is that? Then everybody gonna start recording. What the fuck is that? Watch, y'all gonna see. Watch. Just like yesterday, that happened in Florida. What they keep saying? I wonder where it landed at. All right, y'all gonna see. Don't even worry. Y'all gonna know exactly where this shit be landing. It's gonna be landing all in front of your ass. Y'all gonna see. Because we finna get into the belt of it. They say, this what dude said. Now, I don't know how much to believe him because I ain't hear that. Well, maybe that's why. I don't know. I don't know. But they said that this what dude said. This is the motherfucker said. He said that the first beginning of the tail, like right, remember I was showing y'all that tail. The first beginning of it is made of plasma and some shit. Some he was trying to explain, but he was like, that's gonna cause like, man, y'all, this shit is unbelievable. I ain't trying to lie to y'all, man, but I swear, listen, I am not lying. This shit is so when you hear it, it cancels everything that you ever heard in your life because now we really come to find out that our whole life we've been worshiping star gods and shit, star planets and shit, like over in Egypt, like how they had that big ass sun god Ra and shit, and that big ass sun on the helmet of the head with the ducks turn this way and shit, turn that way with the snake. All that shit meant something. See, the thing was they had the keys to the sky. We don't. That's the whole thing. They knew astronomy and astrology and shit. They knew the stars. They knew the constellations and shit. They made time. They got time. Listen to the everything that you get comes from the heavens. Everything, the time, all that shit, the mathematics. They had that. They was given that from the gods. Not no god like a person, but from the planets. That's why they worshiped them because they was giving them time and mathematics and shit, and they was using that shit to their advantage. They was using it, and that's why they was worshiping certain gods, and that's why the sun was the most biggest god of all the other little planets and gods because without the sun, wouldn't nothing on the earth live? Nothing, not a bug, not a disease, not nothing. Would not live, nothing. So that's the God that walks on water every day. It rises and walks on every water around the planet. I don't give a fuck what it is. You can spill some water on the ground. It could be a puddle on the ground. That's God, that sun up there. That motherfucker gonna be on that water. This shit is true, man. And they done sit here and they done made us believe. But see, with the second coming of the Son of God, the Son, right, of the Supreme. It's way deeper than what we can grasp, man. That's why they got it's not the second son that comes, it's not like our son. It's that burnt orange. Go look up in Egypt. Go look up the sun god Ra and see how they show you that bird with that burnt orange sun and shit. And it's when they talk about Michael and the archangel and all this shit, they talking about planets and shit, man. They talking about a war in heaven and shit. These is not people that's coming down to heaven and oh God go crack the sky with a horse. No, that shit is not real. All that they got you to listen. This is the main reason why the Pope walk around with that pole, with that sun, with the rays on it and shit. That's a nimbus. That's what Jesus having back in him all the time. Jesus ain't the reason for the picture. Jesus was drawing in the image of God, the so-called Christ. But it's not the image that they worshiping. It's the disc, the radius disc, the sun that's in back of them. That's why the sun in every fucking picture. Jesus can be sitting at a table, motherfucker, at the Last Supper. Guess what's in back of him? The sun. Motherfucker, every picture you see, he can be black with dreads. It's gonna be a sun in back of him. It's not the person that they worshiping. It's the sun disk, the radiance, it's the sign of the holy person. That's what it is. And we've been lied to. You know what I'm saying? So they got us to believe that when they kept saying like how when God come back, it ain't even that. It's destruction coming upon the land because it's coming in great force. The great forces of wind. Now pay attention. This is how you know that it is the same time of Noah and Lot. Remember how they kept saying that? Same time, we're gonna be living in the same time of Noah and Lot. Because when you go to the ancient book, it tells us that the thing came, it tells us that it came and devastated the mighty empire. It plagued Egypt with the 10 plagues, and it was inspired by the Hebrews. It was inspired speech details account from the God of Abraham and Jacob. Them people, them the same people, right? So the last time that it came was during the time of Noah. Remember how they kept saying, "Oh, we're gonna be in the same days of Noah." They kept thinking that they kept talking about the floods and the storms, which it is. But the reason they kept saying that it was gonna be the same time of Noah is because the thing was gonna be here again. That object. That's why they kept saying that shit. That's why they kept saying it. I'm telling you. And if you look close, look what's going on down in Florida in the South and all. But they not telling y'all that this is a whole world event. That plague of that leprosy, that shit spread like fire. Leprosy all through Florida. That's because we in them same times, man. And motherfuckers unclean. I'm telling y'all. Where have you ever heard of plagues of leprosy besides in the Bible? Where? You ain't never heard no shit like that. Never. Ever. They talking about all on the news. Well, there's a plague of, but well, there's leprosy is taking over down in Florida. All this leprosy in Texas. All then get this. The spread of syphilis all throughout Texas, all throughout. These are plagues, fam. The COVID virus, so-called COVID virus. They marked that one because that was the first probably virus the COVID has something to do with the red iron oxide. I bullshit you not. It's the same effects and everything. But see, a lot of people that got immune to it. And see what they thought the red iron oxide and the poisonous the shit that we use, our gases and shit, the gas from the stove, the cars we drive, they thought that them gases was gonna mix together and kill us. You know what I'm saying? They thought that we was gonna kill ourselves and shit. But see, when it happened, when the shit came in, because they didn't know how fast it was coming. They kept talking about 2030, all this shit that the shit happened so quick, and then go read it. Go read the signs and effects from red iron oxide. Remember how they kept saying that people from the COVID virus was getting a discoloration of their eyes? Their eyes was turning color. And remember how they said they kidneys was feeling it? Same shit. And then they kept saying they had flu-like symptoms, right? Remember they kept saying that? And then they kept saying they couldn't taste. They had like a metallic taste. Every fucking symptom is red iron oxide. Every symptom that they said. And remember how people kept saying, the nurses kept saying, the people they are killing these people with respirators. That's because they didn't need the respirators. The fucking I'm telling man, somebody go Google red iron oxide and pull that shit up. Go look at what it do to you. Just go look at what it do. I'm telling you. Go look. That's why the respirators was killing motherfuckers. Because they never needed them. They never needed them. It wasn't about the respirator. It was about it's something that they say from one of them symptoms that damn dog, I gotta go get the other phone. I have to go get the other phone to show y'all, but yeah, this real. That's in there. But the firmament ain't nothing but the magnetic field. That's what they not telling y'all. The firmament ain't nothing but the magnetic field, and it's weakening. So that's why y'all don't listen to the words these people say. Oh, our magnetic field is weakening, and once it weakens, all the pollution and all the radiation will be able to come through all this. That's what that is. That's what they not telling y'all. It's made in layers, like layers. That's why when you go read the Bible, it makes sense to why all the flash floods keep happening, because the floodgates of heaven have been opened, and all these different, the radiation from the sun and all that, and now the systems that come in, because the systems is being made up from all that shit, the CMEs and all that got effect on all that has effect down here on this planet. So while that shit be cooking up, it's little systems, like energy systems coming off the oceans and shit, raining down years worth of water. Y'all be listening to these people like, oh, we had a 1,000-year flood, all this shit. Oh, it rained 2 years of water in one day. And then they fuck around and tell you that, oh, the water is the water is evaporating out the ocean, coming over to little cities and shit, dumping over on little cities. That's what they ain't telling y'all. And it ain't gonna stop. That's what I'm saying. It is not gonna stop. Shit gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna continue to increase, like what we see now. And y'all gonna the thing is, I don't know about this shit about the 23rd or how it's supposed to be, but I know that it's an asteroid or something. Now I don't know it, how it's supposed to hit us, what it's supposed to do, but I know that they said that they weren't prepared. It just came out of nowhere. Like, but we finna see a lot of that. It's gonna be a lot of that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what they waiting on? That ain't it. You know they really waiting on the volcanoes in the oceans to go off. That's what they waiting on. That's what got them really fucking scared. Cause the magma and this methane gas that started seeping from the oceans, that's what got their eyes scared. They ain't worried about nothing else. They worried about them. What they not telling y'all? They got motherfuckers thinking that volcanoes only on land. Man, there's volcanoes and shit, magma, fault lines running all throughout the oceans and shit. And once them bitches going off, just like they say, what they say? Hold on, where we at? They said literally said it right here. They said, what do you say? He said magnitude earthquakes along the major fault lines, right? Because of the volcanoes. I mean the earthquakes. They said magnitude earthquakes along the major fault lines and tsunamis will occur at a global breathtaking pace because of the super volcanoes. They said natural cataclysms such as super volcano eruptions. So once these super volcanoes go off, right? Once they get all them motherfucking earthquakes gonna get it's gonna get ugly. The earthquakes might go off. Some of these earthquakes might go off before the volcanoes though. I bullshit you not. Cause the crust are like over in California. They might get hit with one of the biggest earthquakes we ever seen here in our life. Might kill 300,000 motherfuckers, 250,000 people. Damn near. Literally. And I'm talking about within like probably about like a minute. 300 people dead, gone like that. Whole city just fell, just flat. Bullshit you not. And if you don't think it'll happen, oh, that shit that happened in San Francisco before. And it's gonna happen again. And it ain't this gonna be some way totally different. They already see it with the matter of fact, let me show you. They said what was coming, what was gonna hit California. This what they say, right? They say that this was gonna happen, right? I ain't gonna bullshit you, so I'm gonna show it to you, right? So this what they tell us. They say, you see that? Where we at? California is composed of rock plates. They know it's gonna happen because all the fault lines that California is on the subduction zone, right? The San Andreas and all that shit, right? So they say California is composed of rock plates. When a rock is compressed, it breaks, and this is what happens. This is what's happening right now. They see it already. It breaks, and you'll see it crumbling of the rock as it mash and push upwards. They say the West Coast will have major catastrophic changes that combine in strategic proportion of tidal waves that will assault the coastline. This the part right here. It ain't gonna even be hurricanes. It's gonna be high hurricane force winds. High hurricane force winds will erode the coast and create broken gas lines and water lines. Chaos will ensue. San Francisco is situated on the San Andreas related fault lines. A lot of the population will be trapped. Water will overflow the city. Survival will be at minimum. This is what they tell you. And I bullshit you not. If it ain't coming, it's just coming. I'm telling you. I know y'all probably sit out here, dude, fear monger. No, I ain't. I'm telling you, I'm keeping it real with you. They all waiting on it. They know it's coming. They all waiting on it. They listen. They see all the little earthquakes and tremors and shit, which only tells them one thing: that shit getting real with that magma building up. That methane gas and shit seeping through the ocean bed right now over there off of the coast of Oregon. It's happening. It's right off the coast of Oregon. I don't know why y'all know this shit. This shit is getting real. It's coming. All it's gonna do is take one of them big major ones, the major earth volcanoes go off. Shit gonna get real. All them bitches gonna get to going off left and right. Just like they say, major earthquakes. They say super volcano. What the fuck that shit at? They say natural cataclysms such as super volcano eruptions will occur, and magnitude earthquakes along the major fault lines and tsunamis will occur globally at a breathtaking pace. They said the global weather patterns will be more violent as summer and weather merge into a single season. They said the major coastal cities will be ground to pieces under angry seas. And watch what the fuck finna take place. Y'all go see. Just keep watching, man. Then they go and tell you this shit is real, right? They tell us those living in the southern hemisphere will be able to see Planet X with the naked eye. During dusk to dawn, it will appear as a pale red dot. Once the sun slips below the horizon, Planet X will become increasingly brighter with more intense reddish color. At this time, it will be equal the brightness to Venus and possibly brighter. The shit gets scary, man. It gets hectic. They tell you what's taking place, man. They said luckily for Earth, right? Because of these big ass CMEs, because it's exchanging these electrical shocks back and forth with each other. That's why we got so much electrical activity down here on the planet. With the how they be like, oh, 70,000 fucking lightning shot striked in one spot. That shit really happening. I don't know if y'all hearing about this shit, but they got some shit called dry lightning right now, where it ain't no rain, no moisture, none of this shit, but it's lightning, like 50,000 lightning strikes and shit, one spot. Why y'all think that's happening? Just like they said right here, watch this. They said, luckily for Earth, most of the violent solar eruptions will be aimed in the direction of Planet X due to the electrical interactions between the two bodies. They said, however, given the number of sunspots, NASA has predicted that the next solar maximum will peak they had it wrong. They had it in 2012. That shit happening now. That's why because we ain't even hit the peak yet of our same shit. I'm telling you, same shit. They had it wrong. They had that time wrong. We ain't hit the peak yet, and we seeing all of the activity right now like we did. And we got like 2 whole more years before we do that. That's what I'm saying. All this it's so many books found, so much information out here on that shit. And then all they keep screaming is climate change, pole shift, global warming, climate. That's why I'm saying the news got us fucked up, because they know what's coming, but they calling this shit climate change. Then I go back to remember what Reagan was talking about. Remember how now they tried to make it seem like Reagan was talking about an alien, motherfucking aliens or some shit, right? Like alien invasion or something. Nah. When Reagan, you gotta listen to what he said. He said that what was coming, right? He said that there was some alien intruders or some shit that was going, and the whole world got to come together. He was talking about that. It was alienated, something that they ain't there. He ain't mean it's like back then. You gotta remember that, man. Go watch that shit. What dude was talking about? I'm telling y'all, it's all type of information out here about this shit. When they stopped talking, because I think they said they stopped talking about it after '92. Like after '92, they stopped, but they've been following it the longest. They've been watching it, following it. They lose that motherfucker sometime, catch up with it, all type of shit. For the longest, they've been listen. They got 26 feet telescope, motherfucker. A few of them. One of them called what? Lucifer, say some shit. And they got 26 feet telescope. Fuck y'all think they got that for? I'm watching this motherfucker. Infrared. They watching it through the infrared. They can't. You can only see it down there with the infrared until you can see it, like, unless they like really seeing it over there in Cape Town right now. And if they is, God bless us all, because some earthquakes and shit about to break out. The earth will be renewed. Like every mountain will be moved. The mountains will open up and burst forth fire, split open, all. Listen, the mountains will continents. That's why they got new continents rising as we speak. Over by New Zealand, they already named and everything. Continents will rise, and continents will fall. You see Africa splitting open over there in Kenya from one end to the other. That's gonna be a whole new river, ocean, or some shit. I don't know, y'all probably ain't watching this shit. It's literally happening, like right before our eyes, man. I ain't trying to fearmonger with y'all, dog. I'm telling the truth. Y'all probably like, dude, just sitting up here fearmongering. Nah, I wish I was. I ain't gonna lie. I wish I was lying, man, but I ain't. That's the fucked up part. I ain't even lying. Y'all like, dude, just talking. No, I ain't, man. And shit, you know what's fucked up when you know, and then you know a lot of other motherfuckers won't listen and they don't know. Like they'll try to tell you, oh, but you literally watching everything you reading. Like, bro, this shit happening, but they don't know because they ain't reading. They ain't probably never owned a fucking book besides in school. And motherfucker will literally tell you that this shit ain't. They will try to tell you, oh, it's HARP. Well, no, it ain't, bro. This is a worldwide event. This is worldwide. Oh, it's CERN. Nah, this is they made all that shit to go against what's happening. They knew what was. They made all that to conquer that shit. But it's like they probably made the shit worse. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie because it's a natural thing. It happens. You know what I'm saying? And they probably tried to make it. They know it happened. They know. I'm telling y'all. They know that it happened like every 3,000, 4,000, 6,000, 12,000. They know. They know. It's like records of these cataclysm events that then took place that we about due for right motherfucking now. They know that. They know this. They know about the alignment of the stars in the heavens. They know about the sound of that trumpet skrilling, screeching noise. They know about all that. Trust me. The whole time y'all think this some more shit that'll fuck you up, right? Look at this. So the whole time we sitting around thinking Russia that took over Ukraine because you know what I'm saying, some shit that they had personal with them, but the whole time Russia, right, ain't got no choice but to take fucking Ukraine. That's why ain't nobody. Hey, that's why can't nobody really say shit. You know why? Why Russia ain't got no choice? This is why Russia ain't got no choice. I believe the next North Pole will be in Siberia, northwest of Lake Baikal, near the borders of Russia and the Mongolia. There's a large magnetic anomaly there, right? So this is why Russia, they literally said it. An invasion of Central Europe, South Asia, and the Middle East will probably occur at the same time by Russia and China. This may be one of the reasons that Russians are preparing to invade Ukraine. Didn't they do that? Didn't they? No. Didn't these motherfucking Russians invade Ukraine? Now why they do it? Didn't they say the motherfucking North Pole, the North Pole was going towards Russia at 40 miles per hour? I mean 40 miles a year? They said that. Listen, the shit more real. Listen, the shit more real than what y'all can understand, fam. That's what I'm saying. Like Putin came back down. Motherfucking pole shift happening right before our motherfucking eyes, and they not even telling people. Why y'all think that weather balloon ended up over here from China? Guess what? We got that same weather balloon. We all got it. They all got to say they all helping each other using the same shit, and now they into it. You know, as far as like, but certain moves that dog are making, the whole world already knew that Putin was gonna make that move because he ain't had no choice. Watch this. He ain't even had no choice but to make the motherfucking move. Watch. Watch this. What they gonna say? Gonna fuck y'all up. Fuck me up. I'm like, what the fuck? Fuck me up, man. Where is this at? Watch this. Fuck me. That's why I said, like, man, yeah, certain shit. We can't be, you know what I'm saying? They hiding a lot of shit from us. I don't know if it's for good, and I don't know if it's for bad. But I can tell you this. Uh this shit is happening in real life. Let me see, where is this at? They tell us how fast it's right here. They literally tell you. They said the magnetic poles have been shifting towards Russia at a rate of over 40 miles per year. But when Planet X arrives, the physical poles will shift, creating a variety of tsunamis and hyper earthquakes of never before experienced magnitude and the shifting of the land masses. Now, why the fuck would Putin have to take Ukraine? Why? Why? He got to. Just like over in China. Y'all know that China been building these motherfucking ghost cities, right, for all their people, right? Because they know what's taking place over there in China. Y'all ain't hear it? Go Google the ghost cities in China. The fuck they building them for? Go Google. Go look it up. This is real. Real, man, happening right before your eyes. This book about 20 some years old, and they told you Russia gonna take Ukraine. Let me see. The book was published in what? This book had to be published in what? What year is that? Where the fuck do I get the publishing year? On back. When was this book published? What the fuck? Published by ebook dot. Ain't got no year on this motherfucker. Book about 20 years old, man. Let's just say that. I know it is. This book about 20 years old, man. The book was published about 20 years ago. No bullshit. I ain't gonna lie. They talk about all this shit, the orbit that it's on, just from a scientific fact, how they talk about that shit. But man, what the fuck was this book made, man? I don't know when the book was made, man. Does the sun have a dark companion? Remember when I had read that to y'all out that other book where it say our sun has a dark, a smaller twin? Remember it said that? They know all this shit. Like this is what it's so hard for other people to understand. I mean, to believe is that it's two suns in the sky, but the whole time they know it because they writing about it in 30 fucking 40 books all around. These are all different people. These are all different people. You see where he say, where it's at? What the fuck was I just reading that, man? Does our sun have a small dark companion? June 28, 1982, when scientists noticed that Uranus wasn't following its predicted orbit. For example, they didn't question their theories. Instead, they blamed the anomalies on yet an unseen planet. And sure enough, Neptune, right? Neptune was discovered in 1846. Now, astronomers are using the same strategy to explain the quirks of the orbit of Uranus and Neptune. According to John Anderson and Jet Propulsion, the laboratory in Pasadena, California, is that odd behavior suggests that the sun has an unseen companion, a dark star, gradually bound to it, but billion miles away. They said they said the other scientists suggest that the most likely cause the orbiting snags is the 10th planet 4 billion miles beyond Neptune. A companion star would tug the outer planets, not just Uranus and Neptune, says Thomas and Van Flanderen of the United States Naval Observatory. That's what I'm telling you. The whole fucking world know what's going on. Oh, there's real names and real receipts on this shit. So they say, and where he admits the 10th planet is possible. But he said, but argues that would have to be so big, at least the size of Uranus, that it would have been discovered by now. To resolve this question, NASA is staying tuned to the Pioneer 10 and 11 planetary probes that are flying through the dim reaches of the solar system on the opposite side of the sun. They know exactly what's going on. They know, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, this shit is not new. Listen, these books is old as shit. So for them to be telling us that our oceans go heat up, they literally, like I'm saying, like, the shit kind of make me mad to know that these motherfuckers knew that this shit was coming. Well, they did warn us. I ain't gonna lie. They did. They just lied. They warned us. They told us global warming. That's what they said. I swear. That's what they was telling us. Cause that's what that's the effects. Now, like I told you earlier, see how they say that? Reading the oceans, the signs in the oceans. Remember that? They told us that them oceans was gonna heat up, and them hurricanes, and them tornadoes and shit was gonna get more powerful. As they said, man. And bullshit you not, if they weren't telling the truth. And then before they said the oceans was gonna heat up, they said you gotta watch the atmosphere though. They said the atmosphere was gonna be real fucked up. All these different storms and tornadoes and fucking shit that's what the fuck is the flash floods and shit. Yeah. The high dew points and shit, the moisture and all that shit. They told you to watch that. They literally said that. And then they didn't get this. They said the forecasters will tell us that we experienced major storms like these in the past and show us historical charts for multiple dates. They said the fine distinction is they gloss over is that these charts are dated in. Now they said that they was gonna do this, and they do this shit every day. They said the fine distinction that they gloss over is that these dates and charts are separated by decades and centuries. They say in doing so, they conveniently sidestep the fact that during the last decade, we seen the separation of time compressing to months and years. Shit, and even days. Like now, I'm telling y'all, they lied. They lied to us. They'll show you a chart and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, this happened in 1849," but they ain't tell y'all right now why it's happening. It's been happening every day. They ain't telling y'all. They ain't telling us that. That's the shit that they failed to say. And they told us that they was gonna do that. And they tell us that. And then they even went on to say about the mass media. This is what they said. This is why I said, don't fuck that toxic shit with motherfucker Christian Rock and Blueface and all this shit going on with all. Listen, the media got us through off of what's really taking place. Now look at what they say right here, right? This will fuck that. I read a lot of shit about this shit that fucked me up. I ain't gonna lie, because I'm like, people is really. They said it is possible. Is it possible that every secretive government agency in the U.S. is fully aware in what is expected? They said that the Vatican is fully abreast of what is happening. They said the public is not being warned and has virtually no chance to prepare. They said it's money to be held higher than in a regard than people. They said expect increasing levels of disinformation from the mass media. They said that, then just left. Like they just telling you and then just got up out of there. Like expect increasing levels of disinformation for the mass media, period. And then just left. Like they know. The whole world literally knows what's taking place. So when they stay throwing all, there's a reason why they put this shit in front of your face. Who gives a fuck about these people business? Who cares? A motherfucker have a baby every day. Who gives a fuck? Like literally, I'm telling y'all. Because at the same time, we living like Noah Lot. We worried about a whole bunch of shit that don't even make sense. Like right now, we ain't even watching these storms and these floods and shit that has. Look at Vegas. That shit looking like the end of. You ain't seen shit. You ain't seen nothing. That's just the beginning of the birth pains. It's what, about like 3 centimeters? Wait till that shit hit the fan. I'm telling you, we ain't really seen nothing yet. You know what I'm saying? It's got to hit home. And once the flash floods get to hit home, destroying all your goods and shit, cars and everything you own and all that shit, y'all gonna be seeing y'all. It's gonna come a point where the whole world gonna notice. They gonna know. They gonna be like, man, something going on. Something going on with these storms and this weather, because that's how we gonna. That's all it's gonna be. And you ain't gonna witness nothing. Ain't nobody getting raptured, none of that shit. Y'all gonna see all you motherfuckers. Oh, the rapture coming. Y'all see how y'all keep placing dates on shit and all this. You still here with me, motherfucker? That's because it will be the same for the priests as for the people. Nobody's going nowhere. He said, "You people of the earth, whosoever flee," he said, "Whosoever run shall fall into a shall fall into what he say." Hold on, because I don't think y'all people know. All the shit is together. Like the natural disaster that's coming up on the land, no one's going to be able to run from this, man. You know what I'm saying? And we got all these books, man. We do. We strap. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. You see where it says this? This is what I want y'all to understand, all you motherfucking rapture folk. You see this say, the Lord's devastation of the earth. You see that? That's the day of the Lord, folk. You see what it say? It say, see, the Lord is going to lay waste the earth and devastate it and ruin its face. He said he will scatter its inhabitants, and it will be the same for the priests as for the people. But I thought motherfuckers was getting raptured, right? I thought the priests and all the pastors and all, oh, we're going to get raptured. He's going to take us away. No, it's going to be the same for your ass as for a nigga on the street. It will be the same for the priest. Now listen, look how they broke it down. This is what I'm saying, right? And you can run away and oh, this and that, this guy. No, I didn't write this shit. See, this rapture thing is only talked about one time in the Bible, and this is like something that really has nothing to do with the whole world. This is like really like some like spiritual thing taking place in the sky, right? With certain beings. And people took that as they being caught up physically. What? Like, man, listen, the Most High did not even rapture Noah and his family. And he favored Noah and his. So what the fuck in the world we living in now, with the type of people we is now, what make you think that God is going to favor you over Noah? Doesn't make sense. And guess what? Get this. The Most High never changes. He is the great I am. So he's going to be the same as he was yesterday. And he'll be no different tomorrow. He never changes. All right? So when he says, literally, see, the Lord is going to lay waste the earth and devastate it. He will ruin its face and scatter its inhabitants. That pole shift. It will be the same for the priest as for the people, for the master as for his servant, for the mistress as for her servant, for the seller as for the buyer, for the borrower as for the lender, for the debtor as for the creditor. The earth will be completely laid waste and plundered. I mean, totally plundered. The Lord has spoken. So, who is getting raptured? Because he made that shit clear. Literally, it literally says it will be the same for the priests as for the people. So he let you motherfuckers know that no, he ain't talking about us. He said because the priest is evidently the motherfucker in the church that's supposed to be the good guy, right? Right? That's your so-called good guy, your priests and your pastors and shit. But he literally said it will be the same for the priests as for the people, for the mistress as for the servant, for the seller as he made this shit so clear. He broke it down. Let me break this shit all the way down to a motherfucker an ant size, all the way down to an ant's level. Because for some reason I keep hearing this. Then he goes on to say, glory to the righteous one. But I waste away. War is me. Woe is me, right? Then he said, you people of the earth, whosoever flees the sound of terror will fall into a pit. Whosoever climbs out of that pit will get caught up in the snare. The floodgates of heaven are open. The foundation of the earth shake. The earth is broken up. The earth is split asunder. The earth violently shaken. So who the fuck is getting? Where are you people going? Come on now, stop it. Nobody's getting raptured, man. I'm sorry to tell y'all, but you know, it's true. That shit ain't in the Bible. The word rapture itself ain't in the Bible. It ain't. It's nowhere in there. But what you can go see is it will be the same for the priests as for the people. The Lord will totally lay waste the earth. And then he said, the Lord has spoken. So there's no way you can change that. It will be the same for that motherfucker in the church, in the synagogue, as for the bastard on the street sleeping on the bus stop. Same shit. Then he goes on to say, you people of the earth. That's me, you, and everybody like us. You people of the earth, whosoever flees the sound of terror will fall into a pit. Whosoever climbs out of that pit will get caught up in a snare. The floodgates of heaven are open. Natural disaster. That's why when he say, listen, I bullshit you not. That's why it's good to have all these Bibles, man. They all stay all together, man. You know what I'm saying? Precept upon precept, little here and a little there, right? So precept upon precept, little here and a little there. Now, what did he say? He said, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of the prophecy, said the Lord. You know what prophecy mean, people? That's something to come, right? That's something that's coming. It ain't nothing that happened back in their time. He said, speak thou in the ears of my people. He only got one people, right? The words of the prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord, and cause them to be written on paper. He said, for they are faithful and true. He said, fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity of them, he said, let not the incredulity of them trouble them that speak against thee. He said, for all the unfaithful should die in their unfaithfulness. He said, behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, death, and destruction. Now, what did he say? That's all natural disaster. He said, I will bring the sword. He said, I will bring plagues, disease, famine, plagues, all that shit, viruses, all that. I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. That's what he said. He didn't say he's going to crack the sky, come back on a horse and a carriage, come back. No, the land is literally going to be devastated. Then the day of the Lord, the devastation of the Lord, the day of the Lord. Isaiah 25, verse 26. I mean, Isaiah 26. No, that's Isaiah 24, first verse. The Lord's devastation of the earth. What day y'all think that is? When do y'all think that is? That's the Lord, the day of the Lord. You hear what he say? This how you know that this is the end time that he's speaking on. That's what I'm saying. They're trying to keep you out of this shit is all through the Bible. It's not just in Revelation. Revelations is just a revelation of John the Revelator. It's like a prophecy. Same thing that he giving right here. When he say it's the same thing. When he say, in that day the Lord will punish the powers that is in heaven and the kings on the earth below. Now, what day is this? Ain't that the so-called end of the world? In that day, the Lord will punish the powers of the heavens and then the kings below on the earth. Now, what day is that? It literally tells you the day of the Lord. Like literally. So that day ain't happened. That's not no shit that they can say, oh, that happened in the Bible before. Nah, that's now. That's the day of the Lord. That so-called day that everybody, oh God coming back. I can't wait. God go come back and get his people. No, the death and destruction is coming for these people. That's what's coming. He said, I will bring plagues upon the world, death. He said, sword, death, and destruction. He said, for the wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. He said, therefore, said the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more in touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things which they wickedly exercise themselves. That's why you got to read it, man. You got to, we literally been lied to. It's a force upon the world right now that's bringing death and destruction, natural cataclysm, and we've been given a sign that is biblical with this motherfucking thing, this object in the sky, and fucking how they talking about leprosy plaguing the land and shit. Like, where have you heard of leprosy plaguing the land at? When have you heard of this? Where? Where y'all heard this at? Go look it up. Go look it up. My only time I ever heard of, I don't give a fuck if the shit real and it's been in the world all this time. The only time I ever heard of leprosy in my life was in the Bible. Ever. Now they get on the news talking about, oh, it's a breakout of leprosy in Florida. Oh, this and that is leprosy in Texas. And then they just go to a commercial like, what the fuck? like, y'all, is we not listening to this shit? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm tweaking. Who knows? Who knows, man? Oh, I reported you, buddy. Yeah. Hopefully they block your eyes. But anyway, yeah, man. So do your own research because you know you got ignorant motherfuckers that sit around and say that, like, you know what I'm saying, like we ain't studying. You feel me? We got one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 books. I'm literally talking to y'all out of 7 books. I'm flipping over, going to they ain't got a whole nother library of shit all over the floor, books all over. Like we really go crazy with the information, fam. When I tell y'all that knowledge is motherfucking power, and I wouldn't sit here. Listen. Only you can decide what's true to you. Don't listen to nothing I say. You just take that shit with a grain of salt or a message or whatever. But study to show thy self-approval. You gotta study to show. I can't save your motherfucking soul. I can't do it. I can't save you. Motherfucker, I can't make you believe shit. I can put the truth in front of your face and you can call it a lie. But guess what? Guess who choose what is true to them? You. You the one that's decide, oh, this shit true. Or you can say, oh, this shit is lie. It's whatever you make it. You can make it true to yourself, or you can make it a lie to yourself. But can't nobody make you choose what is real or what is fake, except you. That's it. You got to show yourself. Study to show thyself. You approval. He said, seek. Go looking, nigga. And you should find. The truth should set you free. You feel me? It's that easy, man. It's that easy. The same way I'm reading all these books and shit, all this shit, you can do the same thing. All you gotta do is go spend your money the right way, man. Go buy you a book or two. You know, it ain't hard. But I'll see y'all back here, man, one day, man. You know, I might be on TikTok though.